Good morning, or good afternoon, everybody. So today is going to be one of the most powerful videos to date. If you've been with us from the beginning, I've been going blind, not using this. As you noticed, I haven't said a word to you guys about it. You've asked what these lines were in the back. But as I taught you the first part of the strategy, I've left this off on the back burner, and I haven't used it myself while I've been trading with you. With that said, this is literally, as if the strategy wasn't enough to change your trading career, but this is going to put the icing on the cake for the next month until we get into the next strategy. Okay, everything is just going to be built upon the strategy you already know, but this right here will take any concerns that you have completely off the table. Okay? You will have no more concerns about your entry points ever again. And this is going to change the way you trade and feel about entering and exiting a trade. Okay? So with that said, let's lock and load and get ready to go. First thing you're going to want to do, you pull up your platform here, okay? You're going to hit this little arrow here, get rid of that box. Come over to your right hand side, get rid of time and sales, get rid of active trader. Grab your little drop box down, okay? So now you have nothing but a big, clear, open highway, okay? Next thing you're going to want to do is right next to the beaker icon that we usually use, you're going to see this little thing that looks like a tablet, okay? You're going to click on that, and you're going to hit Add Studies to Chart, okay? Add Studies to the chart. Now, what this does is simply that. Let me go out to a different time frame for this part. It's going to add these standard deviation channels, okay? That's all that's going to do. Okay, you're going to get 3 of them with that first little add button there. Okay, so then you're going to want to go back in and click Add Studies to Chart a second time. That's going to give you the ability of your charts to look like I have here. These are called standard deviation channels, okay? You can go up here into your studies, and you can click the little gear icon here, and you could change the colors of them, okay? So that's something you guys that are familiar now, you can go in and do. Okay, I got my number 1 set it red. I got my number 2 set it green. And then I have my number 3 set it blue. Okay, so once you get all those set up, hit Save Set As. Okay, rename your set, and then save the set as. Okay, that's going to save everything for you. Now comes the best part about the standard deviation channel, which I have not been using since I've gone live with you on the small account. The way we've been trading, in a sense, is kind of like trading in the dark, if you want to say. Okay? Even though we're trading with the rules, which work 100% of the time, this is going to alleviate any doubt in your mind, okay? Now let's walk through and show you how to use the standard deviation channel, okay? So I pulled up RKT, I've been watching it today. Okay, this is your middle standard deviation channel. The middle channel, okay? If we shrink this down, you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then your middle line. The middle standard deviation channel is where stocks like to stay at. Okay, if you go to the 20-day, look at this. Stocks love to stay at that standard deviation channel. Okay, you go to the 180-day. Look at that standard deviation channel. They love the middle channel. The markets love this little middle channel. Okay, on your 180-day, okay, look at how when the stock is down at the bottom of your standard deviation channel, the RSI is as well, okay? That's where we want to swing trade. Okay, I said about 2 weeks typical for a swing trade. 1 week max. 1 week here would have brought you from $17 up to $23 on a swing trade. Okay, beautiful swing trade, open and close. Now let's get out of there. I want to show you guys how to use this for day trading. Okay, this is why you want to start thinking about getting an extra laptop, an extra monitor, something up where you can have this screen looking just like it does here, open when you're trading in the morning, and then you can link it right here to your chart. Doesn't matter if you got 10 tablets and you link red, it's going to link to every single tablet no matter what ticker symbol you type in here. Okay, so you want to link this to your charts. Okay, then you want to come here, you got your 1 minute. So now let's look at this chart using the standard deviation channel. Okay, so let me back out here just a little bit and get more clarity. Okay, so right here on the 1 minute, 1 day, 5 minute time frame. Okay, using the standard deviation channel. Remember, stocks love to hover in this area. Your second line is your support. So whenever a stock gets down support, you know it's good to go to buy. Okay, now let's look at this area here. Okay, you know we're at support right here. We're bouncing off support. Look at your 200, your 20, and your VWAP. We broke above it. So what's your confirmation? You're at support here. Okay, you know it's okay to buy, so now you're waiting for your entry. And you could have rode this from $20 to a high of 21 something and some change. Okay, now let's back it out a minute. Let's go to the 2 minute time frame. I love the 2 minute. Okay, so using the standard deviation channel, you want another screen so you can have it open so you can see the whole picture. Okay, your second line away from your middle. Okay, remember 1, 2, 3 middle. 1, 2, 3 middle. Where do all stocks love to hover? They love to hover at the middle of your charts, your standard deviation. So now let's look at this. Okay, every time it drops down, it comes back up, almost like we like to snap back to the 20, right? The standard deviation channel is kind of like the 20. The stocks are going to come away from it and they're going to snap back to it. Come away from it, snap back to it. Okay, so this morning, had you had this open, you could have seen right in this area. Okay, I don't like the chart that big. Let me get out of there. I'm going to go to the 1 day, 5 minute. Right in this area, okay, from here over to here, if you're looking for an entry, you're going to look for it to break the previous 2 highs. Okay, so when it came down here, all of your moving averages started to align. Okay, and they started to align for the beautiful pattern we look for. Now as soon as this candle broke this trend line, which we just made, boom, you enter it. You already left your support area. Okay, it just broke the previous triple top that I just showed you. Boom, you enter it right here. $22, you ride this thing up. $24. Okay, you could have sold here and re-entered here at the 20. Either one is fine, but you know where your entry is going to be. Okay, it takes the guesswork out of it. You know you're at support. Okay, you know it's going up. You broke your triple top back here. As soon as it breaks that top on the 2 minute, and remember, each candle here represents 2 minutes. So when it broke that top, you know you're in your second candle. That's your entry point. Now, do you see, or are you starting to understand how this is going to change the way you trade? Because now you're not going to be just blinded focusing on the 20 to 200, right? And your VWAP. You're going to have your chart open on another monitor when you're trading, and you're going to be watching this for confirmation. You know down here is a buy-in point, okay? This is your low. This is your support. The second channel from the middle, or the first channel from the middle, where the stock likes to hug. This is going to be your support area. So anywhere here is a buy, okay? It's a buy. Look at every time it comes down here into your support range. Look at, we'll draw a trend line. Look at your support. Okay, every time it hits this support, it bounces. Okay, you don't want to use this here. Let me break it down for you. You're looking for support touches if you're scared to get into a trade. Okay, notice every time it came down to this support line, it bounced up. Every time it came down to this support line, it bounced up. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more thing here. You see, let's go back to 20-day. Okay, you can see that this channel on the 20-day is resistance. They must have had news here, which is why we broke through it. Okay, this would be your first resistance area. This would be your second resistance area. Okay, now let me show you something. Same chart. Let's go to the 1 day, 1 minute. Okay, this is kind of your resistance area up in this area above the middle channel. Okay, so every single shorter in the world is using these charts. Okay, so when this hits resistance, you know, get out, run, whatever you want, but it's gonna go down. Okay, this is your guaranteed confirmation the stock is going down. Okay, so when is a good time to get back in? That's where the 20, the 200, and the VWAP come into play. Okay, you're looking for a double break here, right, of your VWAP. If you didn't get in here, your next entry would be after the break of support, which would be right in this area on this candle. Had you got in here, you would have been out here because it was the wrong time. You would have to make a new entry on this candle. Okay, and now when you get up here, pretty much done deal. It's not going to get any higher than that. That's your max high. That's the max your stock is going to go. And that's not every time, but this is at the point where you want to use your rules and your knowledge of what I'm teaching you to the best of your ability. Okay, let's go back out to the 20-day chart. Okay, it did break through this area here once, and it came up in the last 20 days. So here, you're waiting. Okay, you want to wait. Is it going to break that area? Okay, here it broke this area, but not this one. So remember, this is your support. This is your resistance. This is your normal resistance, but today this stock pushed through that. Okay, so remember, every shorter in the world knows where support and resistance are on this chart. And that's why the stocks move the way they do, because down here, shorters are getting out of their position. They're closing them. They're going long, which is going to cause short squeezes to the upside. Up here, shorters are getting out. They're selling, okay? I hope everybody's with me on this right now. So let's clean up this chart a bit. Come back to here, okay? Again, you want this chart open on another screen when you're trading. It's going to help alleviate the guesswork of your entries and exits. Okay, remember, the stock loves to hover around the standard deviation, the middle channel. Here's your support. Here's your typical normal resistance. When we have volume and news, this is going to happen. But remember, if you're riding it from here, this would have been your first entry. Remember, we drew this line from your resistance. Once it breaks resistance, one resistance point, two resistance points. This is your third. We broke it. Bang, you're in. You're out at the top of this standard deviation channel. That's your exit, okay? Then you come back to the 20, okay? And then you get back in. Is it going to just go to here? We don't know if it's just going to go to there or not, but that's like a 70-cent move. Take the profit. It broke right here, right? It broke the resistance. So now you know it has a chance of going higher. So had you stayed in, if you were, I'm not even going to bring up the PDT rule anymore because we're kind of over that now. So you want to enter when it broke this for your 3-point high. Okay, this is your resistance, so you're looking to sell as you approach this bar. Then you're waiting for a new entry. Okay, if you're not going to short it, you're waiting for a new entry. Your new entry would have been here, but it wasn't the right one. Don't lose more than one bar. Your second entry would have been right here on this candle, okay? Then you wrote it to this line. Now you know, okay? You just have to know. And you'll learn as you go, but you're going to know that these are all massive resistance lines. Every one of them. To the upside, and every line to the downside is massive support, okay? So from the middle channel, anything above, massive resistance. Anything below, massive support. Okay? And this chart is showing you just how true that is. So in conjunction with our strategy of trading off the 20 and the VWAP, look at how this adds. Look at how this puts the icing on the cake. Okay? Now you know exactly where you're looking to get out. Okay? You know exactly where you're looking to enter. Okay? And our trades could have been much better the last couple weeks using this, but I didn't. I didn't want to jump into this all at once. I wanted to get level 1 of the training in your pocket. Okay? So now this is level 2. Level 2 is the icing on the cake to level 1. Okay? So now you know. Okay? Your middle line is where stocks love to hug. Let's go look at Apple. Okay? Let's go to the 20-day on Apple. Notice the middle line. The stock likes to stay in the middle line. Let's go to the 180-day. Look at your middle line. The stock loves to stay around the middle line, okay? For your swing trades, right? Look at bottom of the RSI, but we're not covering this. I'm just showing you while we're here. 2-week swing trade on Apple would have let you from $91, let's say this is 2 weeks, to $115, okay? Beautiful move. But again, look, you're at support. Look at your support line. Draw your support line here. Right here, this is your second line or your first line to the downside. This is your support. Excellent entry, right? Once you get here, up here, this is your first resistance line. Remember I said most stocks won't cross that. Not every day like they do, just hover in between the two. Okay? So use it and use it wisely. So now let's just go down to the 1 day, 1 minute on Apple. Okay? Let's squeeze this down a little bit. So today, ay caramba. Hate when it does that. I really do. So let's go today, the 1 day, 2 minute chart. Okay, let's get right to, I'm going to start at 4 a.m. All right, look at hovering around the middle. Okay, we come right back to support. This one kind of stayed close to support. So that's telling you, all right, our support is now a lot higher than it was back here, right? Now look at your charts, look at your pattern. What are our 3 rules here? You want direction, you want color, which you got all the green, and then you want entry. Where's your entry? First bar to break the 20, right? Right off of this middle bar, the middle standard deviation. Where's your support? Look, you could tell people all day long. You could sit on the phone with somebody and say, watch, I'm going to tell you exactly when Apple's going to pull back. And they're going to be like, yeah, you're a nut job. They don't know what you're talking about. But you can tell them the price. Ballpark it. 122 something and change. It's going to pull back, right? Now you know exactly where to enter and exactly where to get out. Okay? There's no more excuses to have fear while trading our strategy. This is going to eliminate it. Okay? If you were to walk down into the stock market, you would be amazed by what we're teaching you and what you'd see. All right? Remember, this is all, you're playing against the best minds in the world, right? People like me and you didn't build the stock market, but I'm teaching you how to beat it, okay? It doesn't matter what ticker you put in here. Let's go to my other favorite, GEMA. Where's the stock staying? Where does it stay? Where does the stock love to stay? It loves to stay in the middle standard deviation channel, right? Your first line down is support. Your second line above is resistance, okay? So if we were going to trade GEMA today, what would we do? We know down here we're at support. We could buy, okay? We don't know if we're going to break the middle area yet, but you could buy down here. This is what I was talking about for when you get a little more advanced with the strategy, because you guys, I would only want you buying right here, okay? You came down from support. You just broke the 20, okay? Now here you're taking out the previous candles. Boom, you could enter for a nice little ride up, okay? Here, you're at resistance on this line. So what did I say about resistance? Every trader in the world is going to short this stock, okay? Because they know where to start shorting, Okay? Again, support, they're going to sell to close because they know we're at support and buyers are going to come in. Okay? This is how I know when I can take a trade when we're below the 20 and the 200. Okay? Because the standard deviation setup is going to teach you that. Now, let's take it a step further. Let's go out to the 10-day chart. Okay? Now, how do you get rid of pre-market hours? You're going to come up here to your beaker icon. Nope, sorry, excuse me, your settings. You're going to come to the equities tab, okay? This is what I want you guys doing after the market opens. You can save it as a set. So you're going to come to equities and you're going to take away show extended hours trading. Now you're going to hit apply. Look at that. You see that? All extended hours just disappeared. And that makes the chart a nice, clean chart with no extended hours, okay? Gives you a much better picture of your entry and your exit. Look at this. Support. You could have entered this for a swing trade, okay? You could have entered this for an overnighter. You're on support, okay? But before, I'm going to explain the overnighters later. Don't get gung happy and just start jumping anything that's at support to swing overnight, okay? I want to make that crystal clear. As we grow, you're going to learn every strategy in the world, okay? So right now, let's just focus on what this does and how it puts icing on the cake, okay? So here on Tuesday, you could have bought in to Apple, and you could have sold it on Wednesday for a $10 profit. What a beautiful move that would have been, huh? Now, how could you know this? Am I a magician? No. I know how to work the system. I know how to use standard deviation channels, and I know what works, okay? You can go back as long as you want on any stock, just like I said. The stock loves to hug the middle area, okay? Down here, you're at support. Your first bar is support. Anything below your middle line is support. Anything above the middle line is resistance, okay? When you get down, some days you're going to have days where it just trades sideways. Nothing you can do about that. This is for the overall picture. Support, resistance, okay? Support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, okay? Look it, every time it gets to resistance, it bounces back. Why does this happen? Okay, resistance. Look at your resistance level. This one broke a little bit higher than resistance. But once you get up here away from your middle channel, okay, support, resistance, support, resistance. You know shorters are selling here, they're buying here. They're selling their position here, they're buying here. They're going long here, they're shorting here. Okay? Buying to go long, shorting to go short, selling to go short, okay? So, I don't know, let me see, I forget what was running today. Give me a second, I'm going to look at my phone. I want to show you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. LIXT. Okay, let's go to LIXT. Okay, look at LIXT. Okay? Perfect example of how you can use this and how you're going to know if a stock is going to go up or down. Okay? Look at this. LIXT. These stocks are going to be a little bit different. You have it's hovering around the middle line, okay? Hovering around the middle line, just like we talked about. But now these are momentum stocks, okay? Doesn't really change the fact or how the charting works. But this one blew through the first support, came up here to the second support, okay? Or resistance. I'm sorry, top is resistance. So this right here was your support on a stock that just broke all-time highs and everything else. This is your resistance, okay? This is going to give you an overall picture. So now this would have been your best buy. This would have been your second best buy. You would have got in right here, okay? I didn't even look back where we took those other trades again. I didn't want to jump between screens, confuse you guys. We're on this level now, so that's in the past. Okay, so resistance. You know you're at resistance from this bar, okay? So now we're going down. Now, look at this. This was our support level before, okay? We just broke through that support level. The support then became resistance. We broke it down again, okay? So now from this, you have an overall big picture and direction of what this stock is doing, right? It's just breaking down. You do have a few little run-ups, okay? $5.30, $5.90, making some good moves. Oh, this drives me nuts. Okay, here's a different time frame, different picture, okay? Again, you had a double bottom, which means there was support here, right? Double bottom. This one broke your previous candle. It would have been a good entry. You could have made a few cents, but overall, if you have this time frame set up, the 5 minute, now let's look at the 2 minute. Oh, where is she? 1 day, 2 minute. Okay, you have a different picture. Again, a different picture, right? Now let's go to the 1 minute. Now you see how it stretches it all out, but the 5 minute gives you the clearest overall view, right? It's nice and short, nice and tight, and it's just indicating a really bad chart to trade, right? So look at, what time was it? 9:30. 9:35. 9:30 you had your initial pop, and then it's just been tanking the rest of the day. You did have a few other pops, but there's much better charts out there to trade. Okay, let's look at DYNT, for example. I think we talked about this the other day. DYNT. DYNT. Okay, here we are on DYNT. Not much better. Not much better at all. Just going down. Again, hugs the middle line. You got your support up top, your resistance. Your 1 day, your 5 minute. Again, it's just hugging the middle line. You could have took a nice trade here on DYNT. Let me go to the 5 day, 5 minute. So this was on a downtrend. Thursday, here's Friday. It just continued to go down. But again, you can draw your support lines. And what your support is on the left side is now your resistance on the right. Okay? So here would be another trend line. Support and resistance. So support here, when it breaks, look at how it became the new resistance line. Right? So this one here, looking at the 5 day, 5 minute time frame, you would have had 1 or 2 good entries right here on that specific ticker. But going back to the 1 day, 1 minute, do you have entries? Sure you do. You have your support here, and as the chart's going, you can do that. And if you want to shrink it up a little bit for the purpose of the video, to show you guys a little bit better image, okay, you have your support here, and then you broke through the 20 and the VWAP, so you could have took a little trade there. And here it's making higher highs, higher lows. So again, this is going to put the icing on the cake for you guys, all right? And especially you guys that, I don't recommend it, but some of you that know about options and have been playing options, okay, go out to your 20 day on a stock like this, Apple. All right, here's the 20 day on Apple. Where is your support? Where is your resistance? Right? You have your middle channel. You have your support, the first one down. You have your resistance at the top. I would buy a call contract right here. I wouldn't mind doing that. You're at the bottom of the RSI. Your TTM squeezes in the deep red. Beautiful. Okay, you could have took it from about 130 for a week contract to 138, $8. That's $800 on one contract. But I don't want to get into options now. Again, that's a later date. the ones that know about options and have played them, there's a little hint for you. Again, you can do the same thing with the 180-day chart. You're looking at your RSI, you're looking at your support. Okay? Support level. Support, support, support. Right now, where we are in time, being at an all-time high, you know, the stock market's pulling back right now. I wouldn't recommend anything with that right now. Now is the time to wait. But when everything was nice, stock market was moving, we had our ups and downs. For you option guys and girls, this is what you're looking for, okay? This is how I can sell naked options, and I'm usually never wrong, okay? Right here is a great time to sell puts naked, because what do we know? we're at support. It ain't gonna break support. Unless news comes out, you can rely on this all day long, okay? You can rely on this all day long. Again, I'm not getting into options with you guys right now. We're going to do that as we grow. But for you swing traders out there, we're still not going to cover that. Again, bottom of the RSI, bottom of support. All right, guys? So, to get back to, if you want your a pre-market, you're going to hit your gear icon, you're going to hit your equities, and then you're going to show extended hours, and then voila, you have your extended hours back. Okay? So again, according to the rules, where does the stock love to hover? At your middle deviation channel. Where is support? Your first channel down. Where is resistance? Your first channel up. Okay? If we break that resistance, where's your next resistance point? Your second channel up. Okay? So where do we buy? When it breaks support. Okay, here, better. When it breaks support or hits support, we buy. If it's hovering around the middle, we wait for it to break the previous double top. Okay? Boom, you buy. Ride it all the way up. You're good to go. Okay, up here at support, at resistance. Where do we sell? Right here, at resistance. Ride it back down to support. Right? Where do we buy? Support. Okay? So, I really want you guys to get all this set up for Monday, so we're all on the same page. And if you have an additional monitor, it's always best to just have this set up as big as possible on a separate screen. And I would even recommend getting rid of right here, the news. Let's get rid of the news, because you want a clear as picture as possible. Okay, now look at your TTM squeeze. Your TTM squeeze also and your RSI are indicative to this chart. Down here, you don't have all the information you need to trade off of a TTM squeeze. Sure, it shows it's down, right? But it's not giving you everything you need. The standard deviation channels are going to give you everything you need to alleviate being scared to buy into a position. The one bar rule is going to keep you from a bad position, a bad entry. Okay? The strategy, buy above the 20. Okay? I'm going to get you guys into buying down here, but not now. Still, we're in a new month, a new chapter of learning. Get the standard deviations set up this weekend, and go back and look at charts. Okay, go back and look at any chart you want. Look at charts that maybe you've taken trades on before, and see if this would have helped you trade better on an entry or an exit. Okay, now again, you options lovers out there, you know, if you want to take an option trade for a day instead of a day trade, where are you going to buy? Okay, this is your middle channel. Okay, this middle channel became support on Apple today. Okay, so this would have made $1 up to $4, a $3 move, a $300 move, you know, on a $123 stock, a $300 profit on one contract. If you got the cash, you know, 10 contracts, what are you looking at, 3,000? Right? Off of maybe 10-15 minute move. Not a bad payday, guys. But again, get this set up this weekend. Watch the video a few more times if you need to. If you remember what stocks you were in the past, once you have this set up, go back and look at it. See where you got in, you know. Did you buy in up here? Almost at resistance? And just, you know, double check it. See what you think. But we'll start covering this. And again, if you have an extra screen to get this set up just like this for the morning's trading, you know, you're going to have this set up on one computer for a visual. And then we'll be back, you know, over here on our main platform. You really can't see it. You can see it, but you really can't. Not like the big picture. Because usually I like to have this blown up. I like to see what's right in front of me on my trading platform. So usually I have this blown up like this. Again, I didn't mention these areas to y'all before because I wanted to wait for the second chapter of learning. So, alright guys, have a great weekend. We'll be at the fair tomorrow. And I hope to see everybody's got this ready to go on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all later, guys.